Now at 10, help is on the way for local parents. A new child care resource is opening in Joplin. Details on who it's for. Plus, a new push to secure the future water supplies in some Southwest Missouri communities, why leaders say the time to act is now. And floodwaters might mean trouble for some, but for local anglers, it's prime time for catfishing. We'll show you.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
A ribbon cutting in Joplin marks the opening of a center which hopes to help remove barriers for families in recovery. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Dow Quick. Lafayette House is a nonprofit which offers services to help those who've experienced domestic violence, sexual assault, and substance use disorder. This week, the organization is opening Second Steps, a child care center for children up to 5 years old. The center welcomes both Lafayette House clients and community families who might be eligible for child care assistance programs. Those involved say the center will address a critical need in Southwest Missouri.
But also with our substance use treatment services, with that primary population of women with children, but especially women who are pregnant or just gave birth, we want them to understand that they have a place to go with recovery and their children are still taken care of.
Tomorrow, an open house will be hosted for the Second Steps child care facility from 4:30 to 6:30. Families currently enrolled or interested in enrolling are encouraged to visit. Changes for Bourbon County, Kansas voters ahead of their next election in November. Last year, voters decided to expand the county commission from 3 to 5 districts, meaning the county redrew commission district lines and polling locations in Redfield and Bronson are being eliminated. The county clerk's office will send postcards in late July detailing new district and polling place information. Still ahead in the redistricting, the commission will vote on term limits for districts 4 and 5 in coming weeks. For upcoming election updates and polling locations, visit KOAMnewsnow.com. A major electric rate change is hitting Miami, Oklahoma utility customers, and it starts this month. The Miami Special Utility Authority approves a 3-year electric rate increase to keep pace with rising power costs from the Grand River Dam Authority, they say. Starting this month, customers pay 12% more, with potential rises coming in 2026 and 2027. The city says the rate plan supports $28 million in capital projects, including smart meters and substation upgrades. The city manager, Tyler Klein, says these improvements keep the system modern and attractive for business growth. Towns across Southwest Missouri are working to secure their futures when it comes to water supplies as their communities grow. Chris Bryant looks at how one city is planning ahead.
We're just diversifying our municipal water sources. Right now, the city of Ozark relies upon groundwater.
For the city of Ozark, its water supply currently comes from the ground, but a bill introduced by the city would allow Ozark to enter into a contract with the Southwest Missouri Joint Municipal Water Utility Commission.
This would provide surface water, and as you can tell recently, we've got an embarrassment of riches of surface water.
Communities across 16 counties make up the Joint Commission.
Us and our neighboring communities, we've got about 17 partners right now in Southwest Missouri Water Coalition.
Ozark says customers should not see an increase in their bills as a part of the coalition, but cities will have to start planning now for the future.
We'll be actually conveying that water and providing it to the communities. We're talking years down the road here, but yes, at some point we'll have to build the infrastructure necessary to get that water to the communities.
The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers has reallocated roughly 38 million gallons of water per day from Stockton Lake for use in the future.
Like I said, this is phase one in making sure that we have adequate water sources for the future, and this reallocation has been earmarked for this area.
For Ozark, its city uses between 3 and 4 million gallons per day under its current aquifer supply of groundwater.
What this would do is provide 1.5 million gallons per day from an alternative source.
So far, in addition to Ozark, the city of Willard and Nixa are introducing similar resolutions this week.
We realize that water is a finite resource. It's an important resource, and we're trying, like I said, to diversify, but also to efficiently use what we're pulling out of the ground each day.
Work is already underway in Joplin to secure an alternative water supply. Last year, the City Council approved a $2.5 million allocation designated for future water supply development. It'll be funded by the city's 3/8 cent capital improvement sales tax. Meteorologist Lindsay Gaffney joins us now with a first look at the weather.
Well, we've had a very eventful weekend. Temperatures today reached low 80s, but on Sunday we got up to about 90 degrees, so it was a little bit cooler than we saw on Sunday. Now, winds were gusting 20 to 25 miles per hour out of the north this morning. They're starting to die down. You can see winds are shifting as well, especially out in the Kansas side. Going to see southerly winds moving in as we head into Tuesday and Wednesday. Now, we do still have a couple of flood warnings remaining through the next couple of days out near Neosho River near Commerce and into Miami, and then up in Nevada around the Osage River. So we do have a couple more flood warnings, but no rain chances, at least not for the next couple of days. In fact, we're going to have some really warm days ahead. Upper 80s both Tuesday and Wednesday, even near 90 degrees before our rain chances return on Thursday. But I'm going to have those details coming up.
Catching a few. Utility work at the intersection of 20th Street and Country Club Drive in Joplin is running behind due to the recent rain and storms. The area remains closed to through traffic while crews install a new water main ahead of a major road widening project. Local access can get through with soft closures in place on surrounding streets. Once complete, the $9.8 million project will expand 20th Street to 3 lanes and add a path for pedestrians and cyclists. Several highways across Oklahoma have been impacted by the flooding or storm cleanup. In Ottawa County, State Highway 125 south of State Highway 10 near Miami, Oklahoma was listed as closed this afternoon, but we understand it is now reopened. Drivers will see lane restrictions on US 70 Roosevelt Bridge over Lake Texacoma, with pilot cars guiding traffic through emergency repairs. Transportation officials urge motorists to never drive through flooded roads or around barricades. In this high water, local fishermen gather on the banks of the flooded Neosho River in Miami, Oklahoma. As KOAM photojournalist Ty Park shows us, all along the bank, they're casting out lines and reeling in catfish, drum, and carp.
Because it brings the catfish up in the grass eating worms. They come up in here and feed, and they're fair. I'm not going to say easy to catch, but they're easier than trying to catch them out of the river. Carp, drum, mostly the only 3 we're seeing right now, but mostly catfish, blue, small cast, nothing real big yet. It is. Every time it's flooded, it fills up for this side, and if you can get it on the other side's full too. So just everybody enjoys it. Everybody that's around here knows that when the river floods, the catfish usually feed.
Is just the people, honestly. We moved here last year from Mount Airy, North Carolina. The people here are more Mayberry than there. So it's getting to know the people out here for us, getting to know our community, fishing with them, just enjoying a good day on the river, even if it's flooded. Saturday we ended up with 8 beautiful cats. Today we've gotten 3 so far, and catfish freeze beautifully, so I'm filling my freezer up. The people out here, getting to know the community, is really the best part of it. I mean, don't get me wrong, stringer full of fish is a good thing too, but the people out here.
Yes, that woman came from Mayberry, the home of Andy and Opie and Aunt Bee. Folks we spoke to just asked that if you want to join in on the fishing fun, be kind and clean up after yourself. A little bit later, the clash in California.
Tension between protesters and law enforcement continue in Los Angeles. I'm Danya Backus with why the state of California is now suing the Trump administration.
But first, see how shaved ice and baseball are bringing a community together to support a local family fighting breast cancer. Mojo Monday, next. Take me out to the ballpark and Mojo Monday. This evening at the Frontenac City Ballpark, families enjoyed some shave ice while coming together to support Jenny Latimer, who's battling breast cancer. Portion of the proceeds and tips went to Jenny and her family. The event, started by the new owners of the Mojo Shaved Ice Company, is all about giving back and has quickly become a community favorite.
It always feels great to be able to give back to the community. They support us, coming by and buying a shaved ice from us. Getting to see the kids and their smiling faces is priceless. But being able to give back to different families or organizations that are in need is just a blessing.
Some good mojo right there. Supporters were also asked to wear their pink Never Give Up breast cancer shirts to show solidarity for Jenny. Local middle school students took a field trip to Missouri Southern to learn all about science-related careers. The event's called Middle School Science to Jobs Summer Academy. Students got the opportunity to engage in hands-on experiments through medical simulation and nature labs. The goal was to spark curiosity in young minds through mathematics, engineering, and modern technology.
These tables that we have actually have tons and tons and tons of CAT scans and MRIs and EKGs, and stuff actually moves on here. So you can actually watch the heartbeat in real time.
Ask like, what kind of science jobs are you interested in? Somebody mentioned NASA, somebody said engineering, somebody said chemistry. So they're going to have those opportunities today and tomorrow to have those experiences as well.
164 students attended the event. And now to the library we go, where participants track their reading time to earn prizes and drawing entries. Free summer programs during the summer including storytime, art, robotics, and discovery days with hands-on activities. This is in Carthage, Missouri. The goal is to help kids avoid the summer slide, a drop in skills over break, and give families a fun, safe place to learn together. Lindsay returns next with a complete look at your forecast. And a little bit later, tensions flare in Los Angeles as National Guard deployments, immigration raids, and a threat to arrest a governor spark outrage.
Well, it was a very stormy weekend. We had a lot of rainfall, but luckily today we had the first chance to dry out in quite some time. Now taking a look outside downtown Joplin from the Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex, we do have clear skies for the rest of the evening, and in fact, for the next couple of days might give us a chance to dry out. We do still have a couple of flood warnings across the area out in Miami along the Neosho River and up in Nevada along the Osage River. Those are for the next couple of days. But we do have more rain chances approaching later in the week. Until then, we're going to be enjoying some sunny skies, maybe a couple of clouds here and there Tuesday and Wednesday. But overall, really nice weather. We're also getting into that warmer temperatures, getting into the upper 80s. Now 85 to 86 on Tuesday, 86 to 87 on Wednesday. We're starting off Wednesday morning a little bit warmer than we will Tuesday morning, getting into the mid 60s. You can see we've got those southerly winds, so it's going to bring some drier air into the area. And then our highs again jumping up to the upper 80s, near 90 on Wednesday. Thursday, we do start to cool down. We have rain chances approaching. So our start to Thursday is still very similar the next couple of days. We're going to be mostly sunny, maybe have some clouds starting to push into the area. Mid to upper 60s, and we've got those southerly winds, but later in the day, winds are going to shift, and we've got those rain chances pushing into the area. Rain lingers starting Thursday afternoon around 2 p.m. You can see we've got some heavier rain showers moving in, but maybe light isolated showers in our central counties and out towards the Joplin area. But heavy rain periodically throughout the afternoon, clearing by early evening. We're going to have cloudy skies overnight and into Friday, and then again by Friday afternoon. A little bit more widespread rain chances Friday, but we're really not looking at any severe threats through any of this. But rain clears out again by early evening on Friday, back to overcast skies for the night, and then more rain chances reappear as we head into Saturday until Saturday evening. Now, we're not seeing a lot of rainfall accumulation total throughout this whole system, but we could see up to about 1.5 inches. You can see out near Coffeyville, Nowata, 1.5 inches, but the rest of us seeing 1/10 of an inch all the way until about 1 inch of rainfall. We could see some higher localized amounts, but any additional rainfall, especially after all of the flooding that we've seen last weekend into the weekend, we could see more flooding as we approach all of these rain chances Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. It does clear out though by Sunday. We're back to partly cloudy skies, sunny skies, and temperatures reaching upper 80s and even near 90. Monday high temperature 88 degrees. So that's going to be, it looks like, our warmest day on this 10-day forecast. Again, we do have rain chances Thursday through Saturday. Could see some thunder showers there, but not looking at anything severe. And again, any additional rainfall could lead to some flooding risks, so we want to keep an eye on that.
Lindsay, thanks. Los Angeles remains on edge on day 4 of protesters taking to the streets over recent ICE raids. California's Attorney General today announced plans to sue the federal government for sending national troops to what he says have been a largely peaceful protest. Danya Bacchus has more.
Tension between protesters and law enforcement continued in Los Angeles for a 4th consecutive day after a weekend of at times violent clashes over immigration raids. Family members of those detained during the raids gathered Monday to express their outrage.
I was present during the raids. I saw with my own eyes the pains of the families, crying, screaming, not knowing what to do, just like me.
On Monday, California's Attorney General said he is suing the Trump administration for deploying hundreds of National Guard members over the weekend, a move he called unlawful.
They did so without authorization from Governor Newsom and against the wishes of local law enforcement who are on the ground, actively assessing and responding to the situation in Los Angeles in real time, a situation that didn't warrant the National Guard.
In a social media post, California Governor Gavin Newsom also called reports of 700 Marines being mobilized to Los Angeles completely unwarranted, uncalled for, and unprecedented. President Trump's border czar, Tom Homan, has threatened to arrest anyone who obstructs the administration's immigration enforcement effort, including Newsom. In an interview Monday, Governor Newsom encouraged the administration to move forward with his arrest. President Trump had this to say in response.
Should he do it? I would do it if I were Tom. I think it's great. Enough is enough! Enough is enough!
Protesters also gathered to protest ICE raids throughout the nation Monday, including in Philadelphia, Tampa, and Houston. Danya Bacchus, CBS News, Los Angeles.
More than 50 people were arrested over the weekend as protesters were ordered by authorities to leave downtown Los Angeles. We still had several Carl Junction Bulldogs receive all-conference honors in baseball, and Pitt State and Northwest Missouri will renew their football rivalry in Kansas City. John Dales has those stories and more up next in sports.
We are 80 days away from Pitt State football's 2025 season opener with defending national champion Ferris State. And this afternoon, the PSU Athletic Department announces an exciting change to the Gorillas' schedule for a little bit later in the fall. According to a press release from Pitt State Athletics, the Gorillas' football rivalry with Northwest Missouri is returning to Kansas City. The Bearcats and Gorillas will square off at Children's Mercy Park, the home stadium of Sporting KC, for both their 2025 and 26 matchups. These two are, of course, no stranger to the area. From 2002 until 2019, PSU and Northwest played 13 games against each other at Arrowhead Stadium, the most recent being a 21-point Bearcat victory in 2019. This will be the first time they play at Mercy Park, which has hosted the Division II National Championship 4 times from 2014 till 2017. This year's game between Gorillas and Bearcats is scheduled for November 15th. That's the regular season finale for both teams. Switching gears to high school baseball, the Ozark Mountain Conference is one of the last in our area to release all league honors. As you see on your screen right now, Carl Junction very well represented on these all-conference teams. All the listed names are from CJ. That includes MVP Cooper Vedix, Co-Offensive Player of the Year Brody Pant, and he shares that award with Cash Clark from Logan Rogersville, and OMC Pitcher of the Year, that's Deacon Endicott. All 3 of them are juniors. Another junior, Braden Larry, is on the first team all-conference. A couple of seniors, Wyatt McAfee and Braxton Jones, are on the second team, and fellow senior Aiden Strait, he gets an honorable mention. In Major League Baseball, the Cardinals just took 2 out of 3 from the Dodgers over the weekend at home. They remain in St. Louis tonight. Cardinals and Blue Jays begin their 3-game series, and Toronto takes tonight's contest in extras, 5-4. St. Louis was trailing 3-0 in the 8th, then scored 4 that inning to take the lead. Ryan Helsley comes in and blows the save in the 9th, allowing a game-tying home run. Then the Blue Jays tack on 1 more in the 10th for the win. Closing things out with a look at pro basketball, the NBA Finals are now tied at 1 game apiece after Oklahoma City's emphatic victory against the Pacers last night. The Thunder took Game 2 by a final score of 123-107. OKC looked in charge for most, if not all, of this one, but that was also the case in Game 1 until the fourth quarter, where the Pacers erased a 15-point deficit to win in regulation. The series is now headed to Indianapolis, and the Thunder are stressing the importance of staying focused because the Pacers can attack them in so many different ways.
Last game, they had a lot of guys in double figures. That's what makes them dangerous. The same way that we have like Aaron Wiggins and guys that don't play that can come in at any moment, they have kind of the same thing going for them. So we just got to understand that.
It goes without saying, like, to make it this far into the season, it's going to take supreme level of focus to reach an ultimate goal. And they're a display of that to the highest form. Like, they play a full 48 minutes, and you can't just throw the first punch. You got to try to throw all the punches all night.
That's it for sports. We're back right after this.
Well, reaching upper 80s Tuesday and Wednesday, we've got very sunny skies for the next couple of days. We start off Thursday pretty nice, partly cloudy skies, temperatures in the upper 60s, but the high a little bit lower in the low 80s, and we start to see those rain chances starting to spike back up. Now, mostly just showers. Could see a couple thunderstorms, maybe some thunder showers through Saturday.
At least a couple of days to dry out. We need that for sure. Final sports note.
Tonight, the Florida Panthers win big in Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Finals. So they have a 2-1 series lead. They're a couple of wins away from repeating as Stanley Cup champions.
See if they can do it. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget the morning show starts at 5 a.m. and let's make it a great tomorrow.